First of all, great to meet you.
Thank you.
I am such a huge fan of yours. We go way back, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right.
Congratulations. You just were fantastic in this movie. I loved your character. To me, I don't know, it just seemed like you kind of related to her a little bit.
She's a good lady. Well, as I've been saying, I think we all strive to be that kind of a mother and grandmother and great-grandmother, you know, have that kind of wit and wisdom and know when to hold it. All of that is, it sort of informed me and taught me some things.
Yeah. Are you a Nicholas Sparks fan? Have you read a lot of his books?
I haven't read a lot of his books, but I love the Lucky One, of course, and The Notebook. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see his wide appeal. You know, we all want to escape. Everybody loves romance is the best way to escape, romantic books and movies.
Yeah, yeah. And I was going to ask you, I mean, what do you think it is that he draws in such an audience, so many readers that are just, you know, chomping at the bit for the next one to become a movie?
Yeah, well, I think it's just that, escape, you know, finding, everybody's always looking for hoping that somehow they'll get lucky, and often they don't, so they can find it in these films and books.
Yeah. When you read the script, it's really a lovely story.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's quite a lovely story. It's I was telling Zach and Scott, I said, I love the character of Logan. He's so determined, he's so tenacious. Yes. And Zac Efron is a little bit like that too. What he did to transform into Logan is amazing. And I wanted to ask you what it was like to watch him in this role and work with somebody like him.
I really admired that he made this choice after the high school movies. You know, I think it was a great time for him to do this, and he and Scott worked so well together to really incorporate that character and his being. But I think he has a lot of, you know, strength and tenderness as a person. I watch him with his mother. To me, that's always the good judge of someone. You know, he's absolutely wonderful with his mom and to all of us. I mean, I just loved him. Adore Taylor, who I so admired when she was doing her film, rather the TV show Mercy. And I remember calling my agent saying, I'd like to be on that show. She's terrific. And then it was canceled, and I heard she was doing this. So the other lure, of course, is that great city, New Orleans. And
what's it like
Louisiana.
to work there? I was just there a couple weekends ago. I spent 4 days there, and wow, it's unexplainable.
I think it's rooted in the music, and their resilience is somehow really illuminated by that love of music. Wherever you go, there's music, and I think after Katrina, which was such a horrific thing, they came back much sooner than maybe any other city would have because of their devotion to life, that great life-giving music,
yeah,
as well as their spirit, which it's all intertwined.
And it's so beautifully shot, this film too, that just to see the shots of the trees with the moss, like you just know you're in Louisiana. You're one.
That's right.
It must be stunning to work there.
It was wonderful, and we were there a great time of the year. And I would, you know, not having to be in every shot, it was wonderful to go to hear lots of jazz, which is one of my first loves.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you are
fun.
Very musically inclined, aren't you? You get to sing a little bit in this movie.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. But we did, you know, I've done several musicals in my lifetime and come from a very musical family. I think my daughter inherited my side of the family, and everything else, my husband's culinary expertise and wit, and she got from him. But yeah, it's kind of gratifying.
When are we going to hear a duet with you and Gwyneth?
Who knows? If you just come and get in the car with us. We usually sing in the car.
With the grandchildren in the back.
Yes, everybody, we love to sing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that. Okay, I'll take you up on that. Being a grandma, of course, in real life, what was it? You know what? It must be amazing for you to be able to see your grandchildren and spend time with them. And I can't even imagine the feeling that you get from them.
Well, I keep saying, you know, they teach me so much. I mean, they're so smart, and my daughter's such a great mom. I mean, I wish I had been as patient a mother. I think I was always feeling guilty about working, and often that used to be the major chord, and I thought, oh, I wish I could have been more relaxed about that. You know, she's great with them. And they express everything, and they discuss everything, and it's very healthy. It's really, really good.
it's so lovely to see you in so many different, in dramas and comedies and the different things that you do. But what is it that still challenges you? Do you find comedy a little harder than the drama?
I love it when they're handed. I love it when it's the same thing as in one piece. I think that's great to find the dimension of any really good piece usually has both to some extent. Even sad characters who are funny. When you're exploring these characters, you want to look at all sides of them. Even if the majority of what they're doing is funny, it's always good to find a little hook into something else. And I always like to go through and scope out the whole life of a character, whether the main chord is humor or not.
Is it a comfort to go back to something like when you do the Fockers and you know that you're going to be with Robert De Niro and just kind of let loose with films like that, but that comfort zone must be there too?
Oh yes, after 3 of them, I don't think we're going to do any more. But I think if they said that we were, I'd be happy.
You know what? I think we need to get Barbra Streisand in that car too.
There was a piece. It was so funny. I can't believe they cut it out. In Little Fockers, the latest one, where we're all singing Happy Birthday, and Barbara was singing off-key. And I did a double take. It was so funny, and I just thought, why wouldn't they have used that? To hear Barbra Streisand singing off-key, wouldn't that have been a riot?
I think that would be fantastic.
There was one when we shot it, we lauged our heads off.
I'm sure she said, nope, that's not going in.
I don't know, she was game. I don't think she would have shot it if she weren't game.
I have to ask you, Scott Hicks, of course, is the director of this, and I was asking him, I go, where does your sensitivity come from? He just brings us such wonderful, he's got such a beautiful eye. What was it like to work with someone like him?
Well, I had seen Shine and had such admiration in another film, I can't remember. It's true, he just seems to have a good affinity for the sensitive and human, the many multi-dimensions that come with that. He doesn't just work in one dimension, he really does delve into to all the layers.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I've been watching you for so many years and I'm such a huge fan of yours, but one of my all-time favorite films that I'll never ever forget is The Great Santini.
Oh, good, yeah.
And then, of course, you went on to do Prince of Tides, and both written by Pat Conroy, and his books just moved me beyond tears.
Both shot, and I did 3 films shot in Beaufort, South Carolina, one of my favorites also.
Yeah, it just fantastic. What was it for you, Blythe? What was the movie or the role that just changed your life?
I don't think there was one that changed my life. I mean, when I was made my debut on Broadway at a very young age, I won a Tony for that award. That was probably certainly the most successful as far as awards and stuff go. But I wouldn't say that there was any one thing after that. The Great Santini certainly was one of my favorites. Just, I've always felt, because I've come out of the theater, and I think that you just put one foot in front of the other and keep going, and if you have the good fortune to have some selections, you take those. But motherhood was always the most important thing to me. So there are a lot of things I pulled back from for quite a few years and missed out on some good things, but never for a moment regretted it. I mean, I'm just glad I'm back in the swing of things at my age now.
Oh, please, you never left the swing of things.
Well, no, I did. I really pulled back I said, listen, there are a couple of TV films I'd love to burn, that I wanted to get a new couch before my husband had his St. Elsewhere, and he was a struggling young writer when we met, so I was helping out there for a while, but some of those you think, oh boy.
St. Elsewhere, man, I never missed an episode of that.
St. Elsewhere and The White Shadow, and he did some wonderful things.
He certainly did. Coming up next, we're going to see you in a film called Hello, I Must Be Going, and I know you just saw that premiered it in Sundance. I want to ask you just quickly about that one, but also working with someone like Melanie Lynskey.
Oh, I loved it. I can't believe somebody says, I completely forgot about that. It's a most wonderful film. She's fabulous in it. They did it on a shoestring. It was, we shot it in such a short time. And Melanie's phenomenal in it. She's just very, very sweet and sad and funny. And I think it's a really good movie. We have a terrific distributor that was just bought, and this all started at Sundance. We were there the opening night. Our film opened Sundance.
Fantastic. And your mom in that? You play her mom?
Yeah, I play her mom. And we have a wonderful cast, and I really think people will like it.
Well, I look forward to that. And again, thank you for doing this, and thank you for your time. I'm, like I say, a huge fan, and it's just an honor for me to sit here and talk to you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very
Pleasure.
much.